शुरू करें. Hello everyone, this is Sheetal Sharma, Botany faculty at Plutus IAS. Today we are again here with a new topic. Okay, so as you know that we are going to discuss about the algae. Okay, so in today's class we will discuss general characteristic features of algae. Okay, introduction. So let's start with. So if we see the introduction, okay, so father of algology, who was the father of algology? F.E. Fritsch. He was the father of algology, and the general term algae includes prokaryotes organism. Okay, so prokaryote, as you know that cell is divided into prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Okay, so here prokaryotic organism. So example of prokaryotic organism is cyanobacteria. This is also called blue green algae. Okay, and also yes, blue green algae. Okay, and we talk that it is also be having like the eukaryotic organism. Okay, so here is all other algal species. Okay, so this is a, we have seen here father of algology. So algae are diverse group of relatively simple chlorophyll containing photoautotropic. ठीक है, so we can write here what chlorophyll containing. Okay, and photoautotropic autotropic. Okay, this is clear. Photoautotropic, and then oxygen evolving. As you know that they are in the process of photosynthesis, they will take CO2 and releasing the oxygen. Okay, thalloid, they have the structure like the thallus. Okay, without differentiation of root, stem and leaves. Okay, so these are the general characteristic feature of algae. Okay, now the word algae has its origin from Latin. Okay, where alga. Okay, so alga means what? Seaweed. Okay, so it is started from alga and its meaning is seaweed. The term algae was first used by Carolus Linnaeus in 1753. Okay, when 1753, and most of them are photoautotropic. What? Photoautotropic. Okay, but few are what? Mixotropic and mesotropic. Mixotropic, microtropic मतलब sucking through special feeding structure. So okay, so they are having what? Special feeding structure. Okay, so this is called the mixotropic and the mesotropic. Now the next is, ठीक है, तो here study of algae is known as phycology. Okay, phycology. Phycos seaweed, logos discourse or study or algology. Professor MOP Iyer, ठीक है, Inger, Mandalam Osuri Parthasati Linger is a regarded as the father of Indian algology or phycology. Who? Professor MOP Inger. Clear? He discovered the terrestrial alga, terrestrial, which is not present in water. Terrestrial alga. Okay, this is clear. Now the next is ecology and distribution. Okay, so algae are mostly aquatic, means present in water. Okay, but they are present almost every available ecological habitat on this earth, where ecological habitat. Okay, this is clear. So they are thus ubiquitous. Ubiquitous matlab they are present everywhere. Okay, in their distribution. So on the basis of their habitat, they are aquatic alga, terrestrial alga, parasitic alga, symbiotic alga. Okay, so by the name aquatic, in water, terrestrial which is present where terrestrial space, not in water, parasitic which is depending on others, and the symbiotic which live in the association, okay, with someone else. So aquatic alga, so most of the algae are aquatic, found in where? Fresh water. Okay, fresh water, then sea. Okay, bottom dwelling organism means bottom में जो present है, this is called the benthophytes. Okay, beneath alga or bentho, जो which is present at the lower side in the pond and aquatic, and may be present on the surface or water bodies. Okay, so these are called the phytoplanktons. Okay, phytoplanktons means small plant of algae. Okay, this is the small algae that is called the phytoplanktons. Okay, this is clear. Now phytoplanktonic algae are called euplankton. Okay, euplankton, and the example is Chlamydomonas, Cosmerium, Cyanidesmus. Okay, if they are free floating, ठीक है, from the beginning, or as a tychoplankton, ठीक है, tag मतलब if attached in the beginning but later got detached and become free floating. Earlier they are presenting attached, but later on they are getting detached. Okay, this is clear. Now the next is, sometime planktonic algae show extensive growth. Okay, where in the extensive growth, where in the water bodies. This is clear. And impart greenish color to water. What they do? They are present on the water and giving the greenish color. Okay, this is known as water bloom or algal bloom. Okay, examples are Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, Cyanidesmus, Microcystis, etc. Okay, now the next is fresh water forms. इसका मतलब क्या है? Such as volvox, hydrodictyon, Chlamydomonas, etc. grow in stagnant water. Stagnant water which is stored water. Okay, while Cladophora, Oedogonium, Ulothrix prefer to grow in slow running water. ठीक है, तो you have to remember, because in when you write the answer in UPSC, at that time you can write such points. ठीक है, तो algae grow in running water is called lotic algae, while in stagnant water is known as lentic algae. Okay, so first is lotic algae. Okay, and the next is lentic algae. Okay, लोटिक मतलब क्या है? रनिंग वाटर में. ठीक है, और लेंटिक मतलब क्या है? स्टेगनेंट वाटर में, जो इकट्ठा पानी है. ओके, सम ऑफ द मेराइन एल्गी आर नोन एज कैल्प्स. ओके, मे बी रीच अप टू more than 70 meter in length. Kelps. Okay, now the next is freshwater planktonic algae. Okay, so chlorella, Chlamydomonas, Sandesmus vulgus, Eudonia, Microcystis. This is freshwater plankton. Freshwater benthic, which is present at the lower side. तो कारा, क्लेडोफोरा, ठीक है, प्लूरोक्लेडा, बैट्रिकोस्पर्मम, ठीक है, freshwater benthic. Now we can see marine plankton. So Chlamydomonas, Cislotella, Trichodesmus. Okay, and next is the, we can say, benthic algae. So Acetobularia, Coleria, Alba, Fucus. Okay, तो marine benthic algae. ठीक है, तो fresh water plankton algae, fresh water benthic algae. ठीक है, after that marine plankton, and then marine benthic algae, like that. Now the next is the terrestrial algae or edapophytes. Terrestrial algae. Okay, so algae which grow on or inside the moist soil. ठीक है, on or inside the moist soil is known as terrestrial algae. Okay, clear? So Bucheria, Botulinum, Udogonium, Frascalia, and grows on the soil surface are known as saprophytes. ठीक है, that is the saprophytes. This is clear, like that. This is present saprophyte. Okay, and a few species, Anabina nostoc, grow inside the soil surface. Where? Inside the soil surface. ठीक है, and is known as what? Cryptophytes. That is the cryptophytes. Now the next is parasitic algae. क्या है कि algae which grow on some plants and cause plant disease. Okay, grow on some plant. Okay, and then what क्या कर रहा है? Cause what? Plant disease. ठीक है, तो Cephaloreus virescens parasite on tea leaves and causes red rust disease, है ना? Harviella mirabilis are obligate parasite and lack pigmentation. Obligate parasite means they required host. And the next is Rhodochytrium, Phyllosonium are other example of parasitic algae. Polysiphonia, Lansanae, semi-parasite or brown algae, Ascophyllum. Symbiotic algae. ठीक है, तो show association with different group. Algae, that is Rhizosolenia, forms association with green algae, Calothrix. This is okay, symbiotic association. Fungi, so many green algae and blue green algae live in symbiotic with fungi and from new group lichen. ठीक है, तो algae plus fungi and it is forming what? Lichen. Okay, so green algae which Troboxia is the most common photobiont. Okay, earlier this was called the phycobiont in lichen, and other green algae are Cocomyxa, Trendifolia, etc. Blue green algae are nostoc. ठीक है, next is the bryophytes. So here nostoc lives in the mucillinaire filled chamber of Anthoceros and Notothylus. So in that it is present in the form of symbiotic association. What is symbiotic association? When two organisms are beneficial to each other. Okay, and then next is pteridophytes. So Anabina inhabit leaves of water fern azolla. The latter is used as biofertilizer in paddy field. Okay, which one? Anabina. Gymnosperm, nostoc and Anabina lives in symbiotic association where? In the coralloid root of cycas. Algae is present. Cycas, as you know, this is the gymnosperm, and then angiosperm. So nostoc inhabit papillose outgrowth on guiana near the base of their leaves. Guiana क्या है? It's a one type of tree. Okay, and we see the spatial habitat. So in the spatial habitat, Thermal algae, ठीक है, they grow in hot water spring at a temperature range of 65 to 85 degrees Celsius. ठीक है, तो where ordinary plant life is not possible. So only blue green algae like Mustelagus, Formidium, Oscillatoria, etc. Now the cryophyte, तो such algae grow in polar region on the ice and snow. ठीक है, तो Chlamydomonas species, Scrotiella species among green algae and Nostoc among blue green algae. ठीक है, तो Hematococcus nivalis causes red snowball in alpine region. Okay, and Cyclolina nordescoldi impart brown color. Okay, this is. Now the next is epiphytes. So algae grown on the surface of other plant parts are called the epiphytes. मतलब it is also present in the form of epiphytes. Now Eulothrix. So other example are Chilocity, Nitellarium grows on Nitella and Cara. Some algae such as Trendophilia rhodochrysum grows on the surface of angiosperm leaves called the epiphyllophytes. Okay. Some algae such as Pleurococcus grow on the bark called the epiphyllophytes. Okay, so we have seen that if it is grown in this place, that place, it is having the different names. Okay, now the next is endophytic algae. So some algae grows within the tissue of other plants. So nostoc grows inside the thalli of Anthoceros. Epizoic algae or epizophytes which grow on the surface of other animal. So cladophora on snail, cyanoderma and trichoderma on the scales or outer hairs of sloth. Okay, clear? Now the next is endozoic algae. So algae growing inside animal. ठीक है, तो chlorella within the tissue of hydra and sponge. Lithophilic which grows on the rock. Okay, that is Polysiphonia ectocarpus. Other algae, some algae like Duneldia, Chlamydomonas, Kerbergi grows in water with high salt concentration. So this is halophilic, and Frechella grow on acidic soil while Oscillatoria species nostoc grow in alkaline soil. So you have seen that today we have discussed algae where it is grown up and it is present in different forms like parasitic, like terrestrial, okay, and different plants in different ways. So this was a brief introduction for the algae. In the coming videos we are going to discuss some more important topic. Thank you so much.